Now, let us come to Indian scenario and how, the latest developments during Operation Sindoor. You have rightly mentioned, besides Panchamrut, strategic autonomy and de-hyphenization have been the key principles around which Prime Minister Modi and his foreign policy has evolved. And at some level, you were also involved in, at least operationalizing some of those aspects. But we have seen during Operation Sindoor, most of the things were challenged. India was tried to push back. We made a comeback. Strategically, we have shown our, what we can do as far as precision strikes are concerned. But how can we continue this in this sort of chaotic world order where maintaining de-hyphenization and strategic autonomy isn't going to be a big challenge?
It has always been a challenge, but let me just come back to that war issue. We must be very careful that in this new tech order, we are into a tech order. No war can conclusively be said as won or lost. Nowhere, not just in India. In every war, the victor will also equally suffer as the vanquished. The one who loses loses in the war will be hit, but the one who won the war also equally suffer. Because you are in technological warfare era. And here...
We are seeing that in Israel-Iran conflict.
Everywhere. So in this era, you can't really say that I won the war, so-and-so lost the war. Because then, during the war and post-war, perception management becomes another big issue. Those who are losing today claim they are winning. I mean, through propaganda. So, that's what we see in Pakistan's case. Badly marked by us, suffered bad things, but globally they are claiming that they, stood up to India, etc., etc. So, in this kind of a scenario, India has to tread this whole conflict domain very carefully. I would say India is doing the right thing. That's where this question of strategic autonomy, etc., comes into picture. We are not taking sides in wars. We did not take any side in Russia-Ukraine war, nor did we take any side in Iran-Israel war. Many people put pressure on us. Many criticized us also for not taking the side of this country or that. But Hindi mein wo kahavat hai, sher ka pooch nahi pakadna hai. I mean, in this kind of a war, you should never try to catch hold of the tail of a tiger, because you can catch it, you can never leave it. Because once you catch it, you will never be able to stop the tiger. But if you leave it, the tiger will swallow you. Don't try to catch the tail of a tiger, because the wars are different. That India is very, very effectively doing. But having said it, India has to now think that it has to now play a bigger role, a prominent role. Prime Minister and our government is talking about Global South. In my opinion, Global South is a slightly enigmatic entity. Now, for example, what is South? Is Australia South or North? For that matter, is Hungary in South or North? Or Eastern Europe South or North? So, what we are calling as Global South is not necessarily a geographical description. It's about countries which are not on the western side, on the side of the Global West or developed West. Probably we are talking about that. But India's immediate and important concern should be India's immediate and extended neighborhood, which I will call as Indian Ocean region. Here India has to focus more. One of the criticisms that we hear is that during Operation Sindoor or in the aftermath, none of our neighbors stood very firmly behind us. Of course, all of them have condemned terrorism. But, you expect your neighbor to be saying that, no, what Pakistan is doing wrong. But because you are in a situation where there's China also influencing them, there are others influencing them. So we need to also turn our attention to this region in a more prominent way. We have to rise as a very important regional power. Very interestingly, Prafulla, read Chinese literature. I sometimes try to follow what they are saying. Always they use, number one, they call themselves a developing country. They, even today, with $18 trillion economy, they don't claim to be a developed country. They continue to call us developing country because they know they have to mobilize developing countries, other developing countries. Number two, they describe themselves as a regional power. Why? The reason is they want to focus on the region. For them, slightly different from us, for them, Eurasia is their region. Now they are saying Afro-Eurasia. My influence should expand up to Africa. So in a gradualist manner, they are going. So that is a wise way to do it. India also has to now expand its relationships, engagement, footprints in the immediate neighborhood and the extended neighborhood. Besides, of course, building on the strengths it has in Europe, in America.